Welcome everyone to Epicenter XL's grand finale. Just 2 teams remain from the original 12 that entered over 10 days ago here in Moscow, Russia. It is the 3rd Epicenter in history, and Liquid have a chance to win their 3rd consecutive title here in Russia. They also have a chance to win their 1st ever major, and alongside them are a team who have been in fine form and all the way through the upper bracket, including a win series over Liquid, are LGD. They're 2 here for historical reasons as well, playing their 4th DPC final of the year, their 2nd consecutive major grand final of the year, and still yet searching for their 1st ever win. And 1st win on the DPC, 1st team from China to win a major. That's what's in store for them if they can secure 3 of the 5 games that we might just see between these 2 sides. It has been a terrific tournament, but it does come to a close with this grand final. And as we head into it, these 2 teams have played each other more times than any other team in the DPC over the last 2 majors. They've actually played 10 games throughout DAC and Epicenter, with LGD coming out ahead right now in a 7-3 head-to-head. It's 8-8 as far as the DPC is concerned between these 2 teams. It couldn't be much closer. They've also won a series apiece here at Epicenter. The 2 best teams so far, all chasing that glorious goblet just behind stepping on stage right now. Our 1st team will be the Chinese team. They have had a terrific season. They've already moved into the top 8 for those positions for the international, and would like to secure some more points and put themselves in a very fine and firm 4th place. Our 1st team are LGD.
PSG LGD F1 X Nova Chalice Somnus Amen PSG LGD
LGD, our 1st grand finalist, having come through the upper bracket after some star-studded performances by pretty much every member of the team, whether it be X Nova or F1 in the support positions, or the sacrificial lamb in the offlane in the form of Chalice. We've also seen some spectacular games from both Arme and Maybe as well. Their opponents are Team Liquid. The 5 horsemen are ready to claim their 1st ever major title. They've been so close so many times. Can they finally deliver what they've always wanted throughout this entire DPC season? The 18th round of the season, the 6th major, and perhaps a big chance for Team Liquid to finally win it. Our other grand final team, introduced to the stage, are Team Liquid.
Liquid Matumbo
was a steely-eyed determination on the face of Kuroki as he came into the arena, as the 5 men from Team Liquid will make themselves comfortable. It hasn't been the easiest road and they haven't looked always the best team here, but when you've got the best player on planet Earth in your team, you can pretty much make anything happen. Dota 2, of course, a team game, and they have to step up if they want to win their first major. They will get themselves settled, as will LGD. We'll look forward to our first draft of this grand final. Reminder for you at home, it's a $700,000 battle for first place and the chance to pick up even more DPC points for both of these two teams who find themselves in the top 5 already. TI is already in their sights as far as Team Liquid are concerned, but their focus is firmly on winning this major. Our panel for the grand final are all set and ready to give you their thoughts and their predictions ahead of game number 1 of what could be a best of 5. Do we get all 5 games for a change as well? That's what I'm looking forward to. Gents, do you want 5? Should we get 5 today? Kyle's in some sort of bad mood still. I don't know what's wrong with him.
Just
He's still
because
upset. He's still upset. He's been
here.
sat there for a whole hour.
Jeez.
He hasn't moved. He's just looked like that for an hour. But everyone else is out getting chips and food and having fun and discussing about the fun and excitement. He's looked like this.
Someone needs to put a smile on his face. I don't know.
Turn that frown upside down, Kyle.
We got LGD versus Liquid. It's going to be good. I won 5 games, Paul. I think that'd be great.
I want 5 games too. Who doesn't want 5 games in a grand final? Apart from Kyle. Joking aside, gents, in the end, we get 2 fantastic teams. And I don't mean in a disrespect to Fly to Moon. I just feel that maybe this would have been the better, maybe more competitive grand final.
Yeah, I think there was obviously, the further you go in a tournament as an underdog, the growing concerns are there. Like, oh, are they going to actually make a finals competitive? Because so often you've seen those underdog stories make a run, get to like a final of a tournament. TI comes to mind, where like a C deck makes it all the way there, but
DC
then they get
following you.
Yeah, DC, but then they get outclassed by the team who's the heavy favorite going in.
Yeah.
With that said, if you beat the teams that Fly to Moon have beaten, VP then Liquid, then yeah, theoretically they should make a good finals, but it's not to be. And I think these 2 teams, given their history, 8-8 throughout the DPC, that's an incredible track record. They know each other well. We're going to see great games.
Yeah, I mean, they've played each other 10 times in the last 3 weeks. They must be sick of each other, Cap. Like,
Yeah,
please give me someone else to play.
For us, I think it makes a very deep story, and the fact that we do have all these different games to be able to go back on, and we also have an upper bracket final to look at just here at this tournament. The 2-0 for LGD, certainly from appearance, makes them look like the favorites here, but I would actually say that just based off of draft and everything else from that upper bracket, I would say that Liquid's not going to be bringing the same kind of game.
Yeah.
This final's going to be different.
And Kyle, you know they can grind if they need to. They showed that in that game against Fly to Moon. I think for 1.5 games they were behind in that series, and they've come out on top to reach another grand final. So they can grind results out if they need to.
I'm not sure I agree with you guys. I think LGD are the clear favorites in this series. I was talking with Go Black and FNG, actually, not just sitting here moping. I was out collecting research in the field to bring opinions.
You were stealing information from the Russian analysts.
Getting
now.
insight because he has none of his own.
Amazing.
I'm also.
You are genuinely a double agent. You're like a spy that goes and infiltrates team rooms and Russian analyst areas. You're brilliant. I love it.
I'm really sad because had Fly to Moon won that game, in the first game of this BO5 final, they would have picked Pudge mid. And I would have predicted it and been right. And I would have...
you would look like a genius.
I would have been making Orkyle t-shirts.
You would. I think you still should anyway. We're into our first draft of game number 1 of the best of 5 grand final at Epicenter. And we've got an Axe Morphling from LGD this time. And Team Liquid went with half of what they wanted, I guess, in the opening, which was the Skywrath. But I'm pretty sure they probably wanted the Axe as well.
Yeah, they probably didn't. I think LGD don't even feel like it's entirely a block pick because Charles has been great on this year. They've been picking it a lot. The Morphling is also a pseudo block pick in some ways because that's a hero that Liquid have favored in the first 2 against LGD.
Yeah.
Didn't they lose with that?
They did lose with it.
They've also beaten them with it as well.
Done both. The most popular hero to counterpick Morph has been Nyx, and on paper, Liquid have already picked their 4th position hero, so getting a Nyx with the Skywrath is kind of awkward.
Nyx is also banned by Liquid
themselves. And there you go, it's banned, so what am I even talking about?
And can you even fit like an Ancient Apparition, who's supposed to be a great counter to Morphling, into your lineup when you already have Skywrath Mage?
I don't know. I mean, it's more that I don't even think you need to worry too much. I feel like Skywrath is a great counter to Morphling already.
Yeah, it's just heavy burst damage. You're always down with that.
Yeah, you have 6-second silence.
So Kyle, why are you so bullish on LGD? I thought going into this tournament, and I heard a lot of complaints about LGD coming from your mouth.
Chinese Dota in general.
Chinese Dota, they're picking the same things.
Ame can only play
One-dimensional.
Terrorblade.
Ame can't play. Maybe
So
he's
what-
playing boring heroes.
So what has changed your mind after watching? Like, was it something about the upper bracket final?
I think that they're playing the most solid Dota right now, although I'm not a huge fan of that opener that they just picked. But hey, it's game 1 of a Bo5. It'll probably be a long series. Might as well do something a little different. I just think that they have an edge on Liquid right now. I think Ame and maybe are playing near flawlessly, but I'm a bit concerned you pick Ame's hero this early.
But it's not necessarily his hero is the thing. They can play it mid lane for maybe. He can play a Morphling.
I mean, it doesn't. It just doesn't matter to me too much because it's still a Morphling. It's still, you know what the optimal item build is for that hero. You can't really change up your item timings the way the style you have to play the game. Very lane dependent, and I feel like these two supports from Liquid, while I'm not a huge fan of them being opened with and nor the combo, I mean, they're built to beat a Morphling.
Yeah, we haven't seen any Morphling builds that have gone like just focus on pure right click or anything like that, right? It's pretty much always been the same shotgun. We pretty much always build these cores and supports that are not very susceptible to that. Or in this case, Liquid supports are very susceptible to it, but they're taking the first step here. They're like strong disables, heavy burst damage. That's more of an offensive approach against this Morphling.
And they banned the Chen Kunkka. I really agree with the Chen ban. The moment you go Lion Sky, Chen just kind of ends your life. You can get just bullied out of a lane by one hero and a couple of creeps.
I do like LGD's Lone Druid OD ban. Lone Druid just being Machi's perhaps comfort pick, and the OD is the hero that can ruin the Axe's initiation. Astral, same kind of idea as getting a Yule Scepter. You just save whoever gets gone on. You can either Astral the Axe or the hero that's being called, and that makes life a lot more difficult for Chalice.
Witch Doctor hero both teams favor. Not a huge fan against the heavy burst of Lion Skywrath. Would have liked something with just save, I suppose, but it's a strong laner.
I was going to say it seems to have done okay in the middle. We thought maybe it would be less picked because of the early game changes, but actually it seems to have done okay. I mean, most teams seem to just push through that.
We saw FTM pick it against Liquid when they did the Axe plus Skywrath, and it just kind of helps secure your lane with the defensive heal. You know, they're spamming these spells at you. Skywrath just throwing Arcane Bolts, and you have this Voodoo Restoration to kind of heal yourself and your carry back up.
DP.
They drafted this against the Axe last time, and I really liked it just because it's a strong Yule Scepter hero to be able to have against the Axe. You are susceptible to the burst damage. If Axe does manage to get on top of you, locks you down, Morphling can shotgun you, but I think it's better to have a Yule Scepter hero to protect some of the other allies.
We need to see Machi play around his team, though. Last game, his Death Prophet was very lackluster. It was just a big pot of gold for Flight of Moon, and that's something that Liquid have to adjust with Machi's play, whether they go to his lane or he goes to theirs. Some way they have to just play together with 4 heroes while Miracle does his own thing.
I'm sure you just go for the FY Tusk here. Gives you a easy save for the Hex. It's like the only thing you really can do against a Hex is to defensive snowball. There's other roamers available, but I don't want a Rubik or an Earth Spirit this game. I like the Tusk a lot. Really good against both the Liquid supports as well. Good synergy with the Witch Doctor.
So it would be nice to be able to have some sort of protecting hero like the Abaddon for this Death Prophet, but I think with your 2 supports already set up, you want an Initiator more than anything, right? And I'm going to suggest a hero that has not been picked maybe at all this tournament, but I think Batrider is actually not bad here.
Yeah, it's been picked.
Has it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's had a couple of games.
It's not bad. I don't mind it. It's quite good against the Morphling, but I'm just fearful. Ooh, that's pretty cool.
That is a 4-position Pugna, I want to say. FY Pugna with the Axe?
Maybe. It could be both.
Maybe it's maybe.
It can be both. That's why I actually kind of like this, because you have the versatility now where Liquid doesn't actually know if that's a core support Pugna. So you have to sort of deal with it, but not too much, perhaps. You don't want to leave yourself open to arguably the best player on LG, at least the key player on LGD's last pick.
Yep.
You got to cover all your bases now.
Just 7 heroes not picked or banned at this event, including Bloodseeker, Clinks, Enchantress, Phoenix, Riki, Weaver, and Wyvern.
Do you at least agree with the initiation aspect? Because then I'm thinking about other initiators like the Slardar that we've seen before from other teams.
No, I don't like a Slardar here, but I do agree that the bat, especially now that they've gone for a Pugna, becomes much higher value. It's just if you look at the lanes, I mean, no matter where he goes, he's going to be fine. But my only concern is that neither one of these supports can really play with him.
I mean, Clockwork is another one, but I wasn't sure they were going to draft that against Morphling. But it is pretty value versus Axe and Pugna.
Yeah, exactly. You hunt the Witch Doctor too. I mean, arguably Morphling can cause you issues, but now that, especially since you can't morph while stunned, a hook into a silence and a Skywrath ult is a kill on morph the entire game.
The later levels of hook you can actually combo with your cogs as well.
They're all in on Miracle's hero again.
Yeah.
And I don't really see them.
If this was a different team, they're going to give the Death Prophet more of a game and more farm, but the way Liquid play, we haven't seen that from them with these kind of drafts.
Tell you what, if you gave these two drafts to someone without the team names overlaid, they'd probably think the team on the left was Liquid.
Probably. Yeah, the Pugna, like Machu plays that hero a lot. Morphling from Miracle Axe from Mind Control. It does look kind of Liquid-esque. I wouldn't say the other draft is very LGD-esque, though.
No.
The core Clockwork is something only a few teams are doing. So last pick coming out, Lifestealer could have been a good kind of safe option that you don't really, whether it's a core Pugna, 4 position, works pretty well either way.
I'm trying to think of the direction you go here. You don't really want to play a Slark, I don't believe. Illusion-based heroes against Axe can be pretty rough, so the PL, CK, maybe not ideal.
I like the idea of something that's kind of tempo, Roche-based, like a troll. It's not going to be great if you get caught by an Axe with Blade Mail, but there aren't, and no carries are going to match up well against the Axe.
I just don't like the troll against Pugna and Morph. I mean, Pugna specifically, you just decrep the guy that they go for. Arguably, you know, of course, there's Sky and Lion, so they could do their magical burst combos through it, but I mean, Pugna's just so good against both of these supports, and I'm leaning towards it being an FY hero just because you have a natural lane partner in the Axe, and in addition, you just drop a ward, and you're effectively neutering both of these supports, and Liquid just cannot fight around it.
I mean, if you're worried about the decrypt, then the only option is either to pick some like magic immunity carry, which is really just Jug with Lifestealer banned, or you get a carry that's not that's spell based.
But you can't though. You have DP clock. You need this hero to scale.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think you're kind of forced into that route.
It's got to be like a troll or Jug, but neither one are like.
Could you
Jug's okay,
Luna even? No, they're gonna gyro. Okay, there's the magic base carry, at least early mid game.
Into a morph though, like I mean, so I mean, LGD first two is this morph, but it just doesn't feel like outside of these supports they have the tools to deal with them too well, unless they have a crazy high tempo game going. And I don't like this dual core Liquid setup
with the gyro Death Prophet and
what's the initiation? You know, you're gonna pray that Mind Control just goes off this game. Like the supports are so squishy. Like positioning is gonna be so important. The BKB timings.
And last pick, Ember for maybe.
Well, we like that.
Not an easy Ember game. Skywrath and Lion, good disables. You've got even a Clockwork you can initiate on him, but it should be hard to catch for the cores, which is maybe the more important thing.
Tricky game all round. Very interesting draw. I know these series of best of fives cap have kind of a life of meta of their own, don't they? So very cagey kind of first draft, it seems. Which way would you prefer this goes?
I honestly have no clue. This LGD lineup feels just like you could see Liquid's lineup. It's just like very simple and straightforward in the fact that they just have overwhelming team fight, a huge reliance on magic damage. They have at least some good push. LGD, I'm not sure how this support combination fits in with them. I'm just going to go Liquid for this first one.
Carl?
Yeah, Cap is wrong on almost every point. LGD is going to win.
Scots?
I like LGD because they're not cooldown dependent. It seems like Liquid's going to be only able to fight around the Exorcism. Anytime it's down, you've got Axe, Ember, and Morphling. None of those are cooldown dependent heroes, so I feel like LGD can play much faster pace.
Okay, we will head to the arena now for our commentary team for the grand final. We've got our own kind of grand final going on the panel. We'll see who comes out on top from game one, as well as Liquid versus LGD. Enjoy.
Thank you very much, Paula, and indeed, what a grand finals we do have for you guys and girls at home here. LGD versus Liquid in a best-of-5. Myself, of course, with Bulldog for this one. We got to enjoy these two teams going head-to-head yesterday in a best-of-3. It was a 2-0 for LGD, but it was still a fantastic series. So this series is going to be crazy, surely, Henrik.
Yes, and now it's a best-of-5. And I'm pretty sure it's not going to be a 3-0. It's not going to be a 3-0 this time around.
I would be surprised, but at the same time, I mean, LGD, they have just looked on another level here on the playoffs here at the main event. Liquid, they've had a bit of a rocky road to this point, getting knocked down, climbing themselves, picking themselves back up this morning in that earlier series against Fly to Moon. But you would imagine, right, Kuro, he's managed to take apart that series they had yesterday, and he should have new ways to approach it. And what they're doing here, do you like what Liquid's draft here in this game one has sort of pulled together?
It's a bit more of a standard draft from before, like not first picking the Morphling anymore, so they're making it a bit simpler for himself. It's pretty important that Matumaman is having a decent game because he's kind of had a couple rough games. He needs to be at least top 4 in net worth if you want to win this game. Not like the game against Fly to Moon, so yeah, it's definitely going to be a good game, and you know, it's the best 2 regions, China versus Europe.
That's true. We are going to get quite a clash of the titans here in this match. And sort of the hero picks as well, a bit of a fun one in the one that Somnus, he gets this Ember Spirit. We saw him yesterday against Liquid. He played like the Queen of Pain, the Storm, these very flashy heroes. This is another one, and they pick it up 5th in this draft. Do you sort of like the prospects for the Ember Spirit this game, or could it be tricky for him?
It's going to be hard for him because they got 2 Silence and they got the Lion. Obviously, his weakness is CC, and they got a lot of it. But his job is to create space, and you know Morphling late game. You create space for this hero, he takes over the game, he kills everyone. So that's really the job. So they have Ember for that and Axe.
But as you say, sort of the answers in lockdown that are there for the Ember Spirit, they're there, of course, for the Morphling. Because LGD's sort of in a bit of a turn at the tails. Like yesterday, we saw the first pick from Liquid Morphling. This time they picked it up 2nd. So still a relatively early reveal of the hero that Liquid do have some answers to. See how the laning is going so far. Mid lane being the biggest sort of disparity at the moment as we have 8 for 1 on Somnus against the 2 for 0 on the Death Prophet. In fact, top lane. Miracle and Kuro able to take down FY. Can Chalice get the return kill onto Miracle? He's chasing him down with the Battle Hunger, but Miracle, oh, he actually blocks him a little bit with the trees. Stops Chalice from being able to go in any further there by the looks of it, even though the creeps still managed to make it through. So Miracle, he Bob Rossed him. He's out of there.
That's a cool move, but still, it's not very nice for him. He's got no regen left. He's playing against an Axe and a Pug now. Meanwhile, bottom.
Let's see if they can burst down mind control as LGD. Bring him relatively low, but not quite enough magical damage to bring down the Clockwork. Mind control actually turning towards Xnova, giving a bit of a rundown there. They've got the cogs, the battery assault. Can they bring down Xnova? He's got the Feeder Restoration, stick charges. It will not be enough. Xnova to fall. Arme trying for the return kill onto mind control, but GH looking for the body blocks. GH has got to be careful himself, but he pops the Mango. Gets an extra bit of magic damage out. Won't be able to bring down Arme, as Arme's still got a decent amount of strength to be moving into, but it might not be enough. Oh, it's not. Not enough strength to morph into. Liquid get both of the kills on that bottom lane. Some very sort of fancy play there from GH's mind control as they sort of kite him up and bring him down.
A little bit greedy there by him. He wanted to go for that clock, so he pops the Mango, but he doesn't have wave yet, and then just gets run down by the Scaravas. It's a pretty hard lane for them, for sure. He's no health. You know Morphling's weakness. His lane is terrible, and middle is going to snipe the courier. Oh.
Is either the courier or the kill. It looks like Snowball would rather prioritize the attempt on Matumba, and indeed from the Invis, a bit of a surprise indeed for Matumba, as no way to react to the Witch Doctor coming through like that. A big kill set up for Somnus, and I mean, you can see this mid lane here. Herrick's 20-1 against the 8 for 2. The kill as well for Somnus. This is another beautiful start for the man who had 2 great lanes against Liquid yesterday as well.
Yeah, this is not what we want to happen. This has happened a little bit too much, and he's going to be fine, I'm sure.
He just got the Maledict on him.
Pug now one of the fastest heroes in the game.
Oh, indeed, and with that blast, it's only level 1. So indeed, mind control should be able to head back, and the Maledict at this stage will not be quite enough. You've got GH looking for a bit of a return play onto FY. He's magical flying in. He's going to continue to chase. Don't think the maps quite checks out, and indeed it doesn't. FY will be fine. And will instantly salve himself back up. But look at this, the 3 top CS at the moment, all on the side of LGD. Sure, the other 4 cores other than the mid lane sort of are relatively close, but the off lane sort of double the CS at the moment here. 4 Axe, 4 Chalice. So LGD finding this slight edge in sort of the majority of the lanes.
They keep picking this Axe, and we can see why. Like, he's already having a good start with this hero, and we know what he's going to do later. Just pop this Gyro, just kill him. He uses his Rocket Barrage, Blade Mail. He's pretty much dead. And it's interesting that they picked the Pugna this game as a position 4. We don't see that a lot. It's obviously a response to Skybreath, Mage, and Lion. Both cost tons of mana.
And at bottom, a bit of an attempt onto Miracle. He has the Maledict upon him before those blasts came through. Yeah, and it's still just that early level, so Miracle not under too much threat unless FY could get a bit of a wraparound. He's trying to move in from the side, but Miracle keeps his distance, pops the salve. We'll be fine for now, but as you can see, Liquid, despite getting that early bit of positive action where they got the first blood for Miracle up top, his CS, it's beginning to slow down. It really is. The 3 cores of LGD, it feels like they're just going uncontested.
Yeah, he decides to go bottom because he doesn't have the best time top. So he's like, I'll go bottom, maybe pressure some, but he's having a pretty rough time here as well. Getting harassed down. Pugna's already here, prepared. And they're putting, again, so much pressure on Miracle, and he's the guy who carries Liquid, right?
Yeah.
And you can see Matuma not doing too well middle. He kind of came back a little bit now.
He's catching up.
Yeah, so he's doing okay, but if Miracle doesn't have a good game, it's not going to be easy for Liquid to win. Right now, it's not looking too good, but it's only 5 minutes.
It is. It's only early days, absolutely, but as you say, maybe Liquid not able to sort of get the momentum going as much as they would have hoped for with this sort of gyro pickup, the sort of will to skirmish early, but see if they can get anything out of this play down bottom, but in fact it's them themselves that's in trouble. Kuro, he's going to pop. Can they get a return kill? Arme's being looked towards, but he's got the stick charge, and in fact with the rotation from Somnus, LGD, they're not just going to get one, they're going to get 2, and that second kill being the big one as well, bringing down Miracle. And LGD looking very frightening in these early stages here. They've managed to sort of control the lane situation and are just stopping Liquid from getting the job done in this early stage.
Really good by Ember there. It's a hero kind of like Cobb. If you have a good start with that hero, you always have a TP. So whenever there's a fight on the sideline, you just TP in. You offer that high burst and just change the outcome of a fight. As you can see there, really good, killing the Gyro.
They're looking towards Arme, but even though they do have a fair bit of lockdown, it's still a very hard kill to get. In fact, standing on the side here, FY is going to head him straight away with a triple rammer straight on top of both of them. That's going to be Kuro to fall. Miracle again as well. I feel like we just saw that clip. The second time, the couple of them falling on the bottom lane. LGD just pouncing upon Liquid, and Liquid can't do anything to return fire.
Yeah, we can see Matuma and TP's bottom there, but you know it's too late. You see Ember burst, just like that, they're dead. He's having too good of a game right now. Problem with Ember, he's also not the strongest laner. You would hope that Matuma would do better against them, but he's kind of snowballing a bit now, which is exactly what they want. Yeah. This gives the Morphling space, and he couldn't be happier. He's even third net worth or lasted, so you know, he's happy. They're very happy here.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're Liquid, what are you sort of working towards? I mean, we are going to see a smoke attempt here from GH and Kuros. They head over into the jungle of LGD. We'll see if they get an opening on someone. FY maybe jumped upon. You have already got the closing onto Xnova. So both supports there of LGD getting caught out. As the smoke play will grant Liquid those couple of kills. Can they get anything more though? They know that Arme's behind the tower. This would be the dream kill. The 2 supports will be back if they can TP in. The silence is going to be there, in fact, and he didn't start to more, so there's no way to get out of that one. They get the big kill there, Liquid. They're able to find Arme, and now with the Exorcism can look to put some pressure onto this tier 1 tower down bottom.
Yeah, perfect rotation there by them. And that's without Lion being 6, no ult. So they do want to make these rotations. Getting this clock 6 now, he hooks in, gets a kill. And they just want to keep doing this. Create space, go to Miracle. He's still a strong hero, even though he's only level 4. That's a little bit worrisome. He needs definitely 6 quickly. And meanwhile at top, can they kill this guy? He looks pretty dead to me.
He's hexed up. Chalice does get the call. If he gets some spins, he might be able to do something in return. Kuro's got to be careful here. Is the RNG favoring Chalice though? That's the question. Will it be enough damage to get the kill? He'll lose his own life. So it is the 1-for-1, and obviously one that Liquid would favor. But Chalice, you know, he doesn't mind bringing someone down with him.
That hurts quite a lot. He saw that Matuma was blocking Kuroki. He couldn't run out. And he stood there for like 3-4 seconds. Kuroko's like, "God, get me out of here." A little bit too late from Tuberman, but he died. It's still an acceptable trade. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, they're getting their cores. Talking about getting cores, Miracle. He's in trouble. TP's going to be cancelled. He's dead again.
This is a disaster for Miracle. We don't see this often with Miracle.
This is quite something, really. He is just having the toughest of times. He's his first 9 minutes of the game on the gyro. Top lane, mind control, look for the opening. They have got the hook shot into the silence. Have they got enough burst? Is it going to be quite enough? Arme is able to waveform himself down. Mind control still continues to run. They didn't quite have enough control there. I believe they had Skyra coming in, but not quite soon enough to get sort of that follow-up silence after the DP silence. So they really do need sort of 3 heroes to kill Arme at this stage.
Really close there. It's a really good initiate against Morphling because you hook in, he has no time to react, so he gets stunned, and you cog him back into silence. He's sitting on like 500 health. You can burn him, but they just need like 1.5 more seconds there. Couldn't get the kill there.
I might still get something out of this play. Wrap around coming in FY, looking to be in quite a bit of trouble. As Liquid will quickly go in and claim the kill. Chalice. He's going to TP forward into this one. We'll see if he gets a bit of a rundown onto Kuro. He's got the battle hunger. Hex Nova there as well. Looks like Kuro may not get out of here. Turn around with the Hex. Has got the stun as well, but he's still ticking down to the battle hunger. He pops the stick charge. It is only level 1 battle hunger, so it looks like Kuro will be fine. And now Miracle coming in from the side, trying to help out the cause. Pops down the cooldown onto 2. But it's not enough damage here, favoring Liquid, as now they've got to run. LGD turning up in full force. Arme TP's in. He's got the burst to make sure the Maledict from Nova finishes off mind control.
That Vanguard doing work.
Can get more out of this. Miracle, he's trying for the TP out.
That was a long TP.
It was. That was a little bit scary, but he does manage to make it out in time before LGD spot him out.
Even though they're behind now, they gotta keep fighting. Because if this goes late game, they're not gonna win this game. Not against the Morphling. It's one of the strongest, so against the Gyro as well. So they gotta keep fighting. They got great fighting heroes. Skyra's gonna hit 6 soon. You got Lion ult now. You got the perfect fighting heroes. Skyra is also one of the strongest with his spells.
Oh, look at this, though, Somnus. He's found mind control. He's going to jump away, though, as the rest of Liquid are coming through. Mind control looking towards Hex Nova. Hex Nova falling incredibly low and does get bursted down. Arme actually waveforming him in aggressively, and with the Maledict on mind control, they will be able to pop the clockwork eventually. So 1 for 1 between the two. Can Liquid get anything more? They have the Cypher slow onto Chalice. Chalice, very tanky though, has F1 Somnus with him. In fact, he turns, he gets the call onto 2, but the finger from Kuro will finish him off. His Chalice will fall, but Tumberman trying to run. The Slider Fish not enough, but Tumberman will survive. The cast is going to bounce though, but Tumberman's going to get himself away, but he can't because Arme's there. With the wraparound, burst down with Tumberman, the Death Wall finishes off the Skyrath Mage as well. LGD, they're not done quite yet either as Somnus remnants forward, cuts down Kuro.
Yeah, they're playing right, but it's just not enough. The LGD is just a little bit too far ahead right now, and we can see that. The Vanguard on X, he's not dying, taking all this time, eventually going down though, but then it's too late to get a turnaround. But yeah, they still just got to fight in. If that could have gone a little bit different. The Ember could have died there, and then it would have been completely different.
Absolutely, Somnus playing around on just a slither of health. But it's absolutely paying off for LGD. They're 3 cores. Very much at the top there. We do have Matuma sort of keeping on level with it, and Miracle is actually managing to slowly close that gap, but still it's the fact that they have this Somnus Ember and this Arme Morphling, which if you're Liquid's lineup, you did not want to let them get to this stage this early on.
Definitely not, and yet again, they're going out for another kill. Skyvet's still level 5.
Oh, he's come in. And he is just to the side here of that sentry ward. They will open up with the Hex. Silence as well. And they burst him down, they can. So the surprise player works out. They're able to catch him off guard, preparing for him to come back through to the Remnant. As Liquid get a very high value kill.
Yeah, perfect. The Ember didn't know he was alone. He was like, oh, a Lion is here. I guess I kill him, but nope.
Bottom, Miracle. Not the greatest of solo kill attempts there onto Arme. Can he get himself back to safety? Looks like he can. In fact, he's got mind control. They're thinking about going back in. Maybe if mind control could get the rundown onto FY, but FY just a little too speedy and gets himself just far enough away to keep himself safe. The same time up top, the rest of Liquid actually moved in and found X Nova there behind the tier 2 tower. FY does get trapped here by the cogs, but Arme just jumps forward and bursts down Miracle. Miracle tried to help out the fight. They will get the kill here at the end of the day onto FY. Can they get Arme as well? Liquid, they're trying their best, but the silence not long enough. Arme, waveforms down. He's incredibly low. He goes for the TP out. Is he going to make it? He is. Arme is out of there. They could not quite control him long enough to bring him down. And again, Arme continuing to dance around Liquid, and Somnus dancing straight upon them as he remnants forward onto Kuroki. They've got the chase down. Battle Hunger boosting it up to allow that dunk to follow through.
This is a slugfest.
It's
14, 13, 40 minutes in.
I mean, this is fantastic. This is sort of what we saw already in game one, at least, of the series between the two yesterday. Both teams very willing to fight, respond to one another. And this is the sort of Dota 2 that you hope to see in the grand finals of a major.
Yeah, and Liquid just got to keep going. And right now it's not going their way, but they have no choice. And it looks like it's going to tip over for LGD soon, and then the game's going to end. It could spiral out of control very quickly, but at the moment, still Liquid. A couple of good fights. They can sort of get that momentum to sort of really push back LGD. Arme, it's these big kills. If they can get Arme coming in, they've got the hook shot leading, but he already started to morph into strength. Arme, he was prepared. Is it enough to save him? He's been stunned up. Can they kill him? They can. Just in time. Somnus is going to come in with a big remnant play there. Bursting down one. Can he find Miracle? Maybe he can't because Micro's just turning, in fact, punching him down. Somnus, he's in trouble. He used all his remnants to get in. He's going to try and hide himself in the trees, but there's no backup. There's no TPs coming through. Liquid, they get both of the big cores. Arme and Somnus will fall on the bottom lane. Meanwhile, Pagna also goes down. A little bit miscommunication there. He sees the Skyward first, so he gets the strings off, but it doesn't matter because they have so much damage. Clock pushes him back, which Skyward ult missed completely, but apparently they have so much damage it didn't matter. A little bit aggressive by Ember there, jumping in with all Ember ults, but then he has no way to get out. And his shield instantly gone from the Gyro. A little bit over-aggressive. He probably thought he could get some help, but none of the supports are there to help.
No, I guess TP's unavailable, such as indeed no one else really wanted to jump down and help Somnus and Arme. Now Liquid looking yet again to go for another play.
Non-stop fighting, and they're doing great. They got the 2 cores perfect.
Absolutely. Those 2 big kills really sort of helping them close the gap. Get that time and momentum to allow Miracle's Gyro to get to the point where it's able to have that big impact in the mid-game. Looking for FY. They've got the hook shot to open up. He's behind the creeps, though. Push him apart. He does manage to get the ward down in time. In fact, look at this cast. Maledicted Deathward. GH is just dead. Chalice jumps forward here. He's managing to set up onto mind control. Somnus, Remnants up to the high ground so they can have the vision. They've lost FY. Chalice gets the dunk here onto mind control and Arme. They're turning up in full force, LGD. They really want to put everything into this fight. FY even buying back for this attempt as they'll look towards Miracle. He's got the homing missile actually going back towards himself, as he will be stunned up. Buybacks coming out from both sides there. FY and Mind Control returning into the fight.
Pretty intense. No one wants to let go of that control right now. So close. One bad team fight, and LGD gets the lead, and then boom. But at the same time, Liquid, they need to win many fights. They're too far behind. But Tumaman doing great though. He's actually at the top of net worth right now, so that's good. But he's not going to be enough to carry this game. And Gyro, he needs so many items, and his hero is counter this game as well. It's going to be so hard for him. The guy, the Axe, he's got Dagger now, and he's going to get Blade Mail soon. Before Gyro gets BKB.
Looking towards Somnus. He will quickly be out of there. Yes, the BKB timing. Ready for both sides. In a game where there's been this much of killing and action.
I'm going a BKB pretty uncommon on this hero. Usually go to Lincoln for the mana regen and health, just to farm up for that shotgun. But he recognized there's so much fighting, there's so much silence. He needs to be able to fight as soon as possible, and BKB is great for that.
See what they can get here. Heading
Smoke
forward.
after smoke.
What can they find? Somnus would be the dream one. They've managed to get the Hex. They're closing the gap with the hook shot, the silence. The magical burst is enough to immediately remove the Flame Guard and his life. Chalice coming in with the turn play, jumps in with the call, catches out Kuro. GH immediately TPs out. He'll get himself out of there. So 1 for 1, the Liquid will be more than happy to take.
He might be dead here though. Needs to do some good moves. No tower to TP to.
Let's see how he can dance his way out of this. He's got the cogs down. Chalice is going to get pushed back, so he can't get in with the blink.
And they used 3 ults to kill that Ember there. They're using everything they got. Creating space for middle. They get a tower, more map control.
That is in this game, settling off to be incredibly close now. 18 for 18. As you say, so the biggest difference maybe being that with Liquid's lineup, you do sort of, you'd rather hope to be at, not really level, even at this stage of the game. You want to be ahead.
Yeah, especially with the heroes they have. Being behind, they can't really go for more towers. They're not going to be able to go for tier 2 with this DP. And soon, Morphling will have BKB.
And so will Somnus.
Yeah, for sure. That's going to be very problematic for them because you see they're dying to silence the stuns non-stop right now. And the Axe also getting stronger. They're getting all the key items right now.
Sort of once those BKBs there, I mean, we can imagine what Somnus and Arme, they just look straight towards the sort of supports on the back, the back line. GH and Kuro, this line of Scarf are just going to get deleted immediately out of the team fights.
Another smoke by opponents right now.
FY leading the way. Are they going to be able to find each other? There's a lot of members down here, and in fact, they're going to try and start the fight themselves. Mind control straight in with the control. Holds down X-Nova. And they burst in with the Mystic Flare. Can they get anything more out of this one? Miracle, he has found FY. He's got the cooldown. FY trying to keep himself alive with the life drain, but the homing missile will stun him up, take him down. Liquid again.
Liquid is just outplaying them right now. They should not be doing this well, but every movement that LGD do, they're ready for them. Just hook in. They know they put a ward in now as well because he was there. There's no other reason, and their smokes have pretty much all been successful. So they're doing exactly what they need to win. And they're going for a Roche now.
Absolutely, with the exorcism up straight into the pit. They know that LGD is only 4 alive at the moment, and with no intention of heading towards this part of the map as it seems. As Liquid get themselves the free Roshan and the free Aegis onto Miracle's Gyrocopter. Blink Dagger also now complete for Kuroki, so that extra bit of initiation, but at the same time, the BKB is finished on Somnus's Ember.
Mass BKBs coming up. Also, Gyro getting one right now. He has it really close. Great against Axe. Because Axe wants to call him when he casts spells, which he's not going to do anything. And Lion's got ult. This is a burst.
Oh, straight in. They've got the cooldown. Chalice just gets focused. He's out of this, but Somnus spots the BKB. Manages to get the 2-man route. Looks towards Miracle. Miracle does fall once. The Age is taken out of his hands. Liquid coming out on top of this as they take down 3. Somnus has to remnant back up to the high ground. And despite having the BKB on Somnus, they just don't quite have the damage to sort of bring down Liquid before Liquid bring down themselves.
Perfect. Just perfect right now. Morphling farming.
Oh, this is a little awkward. Oh, dear.
He's a TI winner.
I mean, he is. Kuroki.
Getting solo killed by a lion by 1 damage spell.
Wow. Well, that was... It happens, I guess, to the best of us. You know, you're just farming on full agi.
Yeah, you want to be as efficient as possible, and then, you know, it backfires. It just... That's what happens.
Taking some lessons from Envy. I'll know that.
And now he's got the BKB. Again, crucial this game. You look at the LGD lineup. It's 4 magic damage heroes. He's not going to die anymore with the Aegis as well. And I actually can't believe they're in this position. They were pretty far behind, but they, of course, recognize their winning condition. They can't let LGD get farm.
They have to keep fighting, as you say.
And they've done it successfully, and it's perfect.
Oh, quick with the blink there before any damage comes through. Chalice gets himself away.
A little bit of miscommunication. They definitely should have sent a rocket, or someone else should initiate it. Yeah.
Chalice
Mail coming up now.
Yeah, that certainly is the big one. If he can get himself into a position where GH sort of pops down the Mystic Flare, suddenly these high magical burst supports have to be even more careful in the team fights with the Blade Mail, the ward down from Pugna. A lot of things for them to be wary of, GH and Kuro.
Yeah, and now with the lead they got from the fighting, you just take objectives. Get the 2 towers here, reduce their map control. With Aegis, they feel super confident. They could even push higher on there here if they want, because they are on a time limit. It's still a little risky. They could just be forcing them home. They probably don't want to commit yet. But yeah, they're just going to play it safe and play it smart. They want to get the bottom tower first. Get to level 18 on DP.
I see Liquid starting to sweep across from the top lane after taking that tier 2. They will now be fighting into both cores of LGD having their BKBs, as Arme now picks his up as well.
3 BKBs ready now. Liquid has gotten so strong now that 5-on-5 they're going to win now at this point.
Yeah, the 5-man is certainly looking pretty terrifying.
LGD definitely want to avoid this right now. They're just backing off.
And everybody, apart from FY, is out of there, so FY will fall. They managed to get their cores away from this rotation as it is. Mind Control's actually searching here. Chalice, they know he's around. He'll try for the blind hook shot.
You gotta try.
You gotta try. Absolutely. Chalice with the blink to the side. Able to get himself away, and indeed Liquid starting to build this advantage. 5k lead for them now as we come up to the 25-minute mark. 25-18 on the kills, and Miracle now at the top of the net worth. And it really just goes to show how the game plan for Liquid in response to the lanes has worked out so well, as he was struggling at the start. Bottom lane, Chalice coming in with the call. He's trying to kick something off it, but the backup's not really there for him. He's now in a bit of trouble as they'll move in straight away with a finger. Chalice is down. Arme pops the BKB. He's trying to fight back into this, looking towards Matuma. He'll turn himself into the line, trying to get a stun out for that extra bit of control as he turns towards Mind Control. Comes in on the front lines on this clock and gets punished for it. LGD will be able to find 2 from this. Matuma still wanting to try and do a little bit more here with these ghosts out. Has to be careful with 2 of his teammates on the sidelines.
No BKB on Morph. They don't want to fight her without Axe as well, and they know they have Aegis, so getting 2 kills there, they're pretty happy about that. Yeah, Liquid, even though if they just keep this up and keep getting a little bit more ahead, they feel confident going into late game.
Absolutely.
The only problem is if it's too even, it's not good. But now they keep getting ahead, even though they died 2 people there. They've caught up. You see Gyro, top net worth now. He died like 4 or 5 times at the start.
Yeah, we saw Miracle had a very rough start in the lanes as LGD had sort of the answer for him there. But in the river here, down bottom, they found out another. GH gets jumped upon by Chalice. And he's even looking for more. He's heading forward. Timmerman will hold him back with the Yules. Kuro as well with the stun, just to make sure that it's not too easy for LGD to chase one of the 2 of them down. So Liquid will get the rest of themselves back out to a safe distance, but indeed Miracle, top net worth, he's making good progress onto the butterfly.
The puck not working out really as well as they wanted, I think. The ward is not doing as much as they hoped, and while he did good in the laning phase, he's really good at harassing, being that fast, but now they're not ahead anymore, so the hero is kind of falling off a bit. But we'll still find the use of that ward, but not as much as they want. And you have a Lion against them. Lion is like the best support hero made in late game. So, not looking too good.
For LGD indeed. Around the pit, Liquid won't find anyone quite here. Constantly sort of sticking as a unit though, not wanting to sort of get picked off and bursted down by either Somnus or Arme.
This Morphling, he's going to build BKB Lincoln, and we talked a little bit on the panel, Kyle did, that if you have to buy these items, it's not kind of a Morphling game.
No. But this is the thing, because you've got to imagine as a team, you sort of expect that situation is probably going to arise when you pick up the Morphling so early in the draft. You know, 2nd pick, 1st pick Morphling. Surely you've got to expect sort of this scenario where you have to build both of these defensive items. Well, down bottom, they get the jump in, and there we have it. That's your Morphling for you, straight on top of Arme. Liquid go.
Yep. I don't think a Lincoln would have saved him there, if I'm going to be honest. Yeah, this is not how you want to play him. You want that shotgun, you want to burst people, and it's going to be 40 minutes or 45 before he gets at it. This is not how you want to play at all. And got the Arcane Rune here. Super good for Death Prophet.
He's still got a bit of time left on this first exorcism to come in. Matuma gets some damage done onto this tier 1 tower, but certainly seeming to be a game like that of Liquid's yesterday, where we're seeing the weakness of an early draft in Morphlings. Into the base they go. Kuro jumps forward. He's able to burst down one, but now Chalice, he's in with the call. Somnus jumps forward with the Remnants, but Miracle popping the BKB, moving forward with the Butterfly. Look how much damage this man is doing. Running up to the high ground, trying to chase down Somnus. Can he finish off this man? He's got the slider fist to dodge one of the right clicks, but it's not enough. They've lost 4, they've lost 5. They have to buy back on 2 LGD. As Liquid take down the tier 3. Mind Control hook shotting in onto FY. LGD just getting pulled apart. Can they find anything in return? They've got the Death Ward down to take out Mind Control, but the homing missile into the Mystic Flare causes the death of FY. The stun's there to control up another as X-Nova will fall. Liquid take a hell of a team fight and the full set of racks mid as well.
Everyone is dead. Morphling can't defend this because he doesn't have shotgun. You're not afraid of him right now. But he's just going to go on the other side.
And because of that arcane rune, in less than 20 seconds, they're going to have access to it again. Arme, though, comes in. What?
All right.
He just comes in and deletes 3 of the heroes of Liquid. And now he's looking for more. He's got the homing missile. Matumaman's got to run. He'll decide to use up Arme himself to try and hold Arme back, but he's back into the gyrocopter. And just like that, Arme strikes back and he's going to be able to take that one as well. That has got to be an insane amount of XP and gold there going into the hands of the Ocean Man as he takes them by the hand and takes them to a land. I mean,
what a player.
What a player.
What a player. Liquid clearly felt like I did. Like, it's just a Morphling. We don't need, but then he jumps in, steals the gyro flag cannon, kills everyone because they're all so low. So,
yeah.
You know.
I mean, we were saying, yeah, BKB Lincoln's Morph, it doesn't really do much, and then bam. Liquid,
clearly
as you say, sort of staying around on very low health, proving us wrong there, as Arme's just set up for essentially the Ultra Kill as it was, taking 4 of them down of his dreams.
Exactly what they needed. They were falling behind too far there.
It looked very scary for LGD.
Probably going to lose the game there, but now they're back. This is why you love this kind of Dota, right?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I mean, Liquid, they're certainly going to be shaking their heads after that. I mean, why did that happen? Do you think that was Liquid just absolutely just underestimating what Arme was able to do? Or did it just,
it's kind of the moment, you know, you're feeling so hyped, but you just kill the entire team, getting a little overconfident.
He's just jumped forward. That'll be the instant buyback here from GH, but Arme pots the BKB. Kuro trying to run himself away here. Arme into the gyro once again. He's got that flag out and he's punching into Mind Control. Miracle trying to fight back. They've got the finger to bring down Chalice. We'll see if they can get the rest of them out there. Arme still in the gyrocopter form. He's got the backup of Somnus. Somnus running forwards with the BKB. He's found the control onto Miracle. That's going to be Miracle down for 75 seconds. They've lost Mind Control as well. And again, LGD pulling out some huge plays here. Liquid, can they get any sort of payment in return? They'll hook shot forward onto Arme, but he's got a bazillion HP. Back into the gyro, actually opt to go. This could be a little bit risky for him here. He's back in just in time before the silence comes through to the Morphling form. So he will be able to continue to run. They're chasing him. It's a long, long silence, and it is enough to bring him down. Liquid will find Arme. Take him down for 85 seconds. He has got buyback available. Liquid also have the chance to look towards Roche. They don't have the exorcism though, so we'll see what Liquid's next play is, as it seems to be they want to try and find more. In fact, Somnus and FY, they've got to be careful. They're incredibly low as it seems. The silence actually clips him, but it's not enough to hold him down. He's still able to blink. A bit of miscommunication though. Maybe his Chalice has gone forward. Maybe not though, because Arme bites back to follow up with the damage. They'll take GH, but that was a buyback on your Morphling. It will stop Liquid from getting more, but it did only result in you getting a support kill.
The amount of back and forth this game, it's insane. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what to say. Things are happening.
31 to 37. Just a 2K lead at the moment for Liquid. It absolutely has been up and down, as we can see on the graph. And both teams just showing us that this game, right until the Ancient falls, it's going to be hard to call, as they both have potential in these fights.
And with all this fighting, they recognize Roshan is super. Aegis is the best item for fighting. Yeah. So having that on Morphling or Gyro, super crucial here.
Somnus pots the BKB here, looking to try and commit towards Kroki. At the same time, Miracle falling incredibly low, pots the BKB, gets himself away in time, able to get himself back towards the shrine. Kuro is out of the game for 60 seconds. In fact, Miracle now has BKB is one off, and look at this, X-Nova just goes straight away with the death ball, but the battery assault tends to cancel it. Doesn't matter though. Chalice, he's in with the dunk. They've taken down the gyrocopter. That's no Miracle for 70 seconds without buyback. Somnus comes in with a wraparound. He'll pop the cogs, but they're trapped in there with him. He's trapped in there with them. 3 down on Liquid as LGD just wipe them out of the game, make it very easy for them to head back into the Roshan pit with no sort of worry of Liquid being able to stop this.
Both teams kind of baiting with Roche there. First, Liquid goes in, decides to go kill instead, and now the same for LGD. They bait the Roche, decides to go fight instead. You get the kills because you cannot go on Roche just like that. You need to kill people.
Wow.
And Liquid hanging around, they don't know when to commit, and then they die, and now they get the Roche. And he's level 24 now on the Morphling, hitting 25 soon. And that new buff on him, hitting 3 heroes or whatever with his strike, pretty good.
Especially, well, okay, he switched up the builder. He did have an MKB queued up, but he's gone back for the Manta, and understandably so. I mean, obviously, it's a very sort of defensive way to play because you've got the Manta, the BKB, and the Lincolns, but it's understandable with the amount of sort of silence and control, because Arme knows if he slips up and they find any sort of opening onto him, he's in a hell of a lot of trouble. And that Manta, once he's got that, he really shouldn't die.
Definitely not. And with all this fighting, it finally looks like LGD is taking control. Not entirely yet,
No.
but it's leaning towards it. And one more fight and it's going to be out of control for Liquid. But Liquid is not going to let that happen.
We'll see what they do. As I say, with the Manta, he's got it complete and picked up. There are very little excuses for Arme dying now. He has got all the tools to keep himself alive.
Liquid want to avoid fighting right now. They don't want to fight into that Aegis. It's going to be a disaster. He does so much damage right now. Even though he doesn't have the shotgun, he just decided to go for right-click build instead, which is working out. He just steals the Gyro flag cannon, does mass damage. And the only way you can kill him is by bursting him, pretty much, which is not going to happen with Aegis. So just avoiding the fight right now, trying to get a tower bottom. But that's not going to happen, because LG wants to fight, and here they come.
Absolutely. This area is so scary for Liquid. There's the jump in. Somnus immediately commits here onto Kuro. Buys some time with the self-use. Mind Control actually going in onto the backlines. Goes forward to 2X Nova, but they've lost the Lion. They've lost the Skyraf. And now Mind Control's in trouble as well as the beatdown comes from Arme. He'll chase him down. He'll turn into the Gyro to help finish this one off as Mind Control trying to do his best with the Jukes. But the Battle Hunger, oh, surely not. And indeed he won't. FY finishes him off with the blast. Again, Liquid losing 3. LGD just continuing to show us the same caliber of performance that they gave us yesterday against Liquid in this game 1 of the best of 5 so far.
A little bit wrong idea there for Mind Control. I'm not sure if they knew what they wanted to do there. Going in there with Mind Control is definitely not. They don't want to fight there.
No.
See Guy running away at once. So a little bit of a misplay there. And we also saw the Morphling going waveform instead, which makes a lot of sense now that I think about it, because he's going to right click. So he wants all mobility as possible. So having 2 waveforms, being able to move, perfect item, perfect talent for the game.
Here comes the push. Fortification will come out. The missile onto Chalice. They do nearly have the full team back alive, Liquid, but the mid racks are now exposed. They'll push on. Liquid, they'll try and attempt to slow this one down. Jump forward, figure. In fact, he's managed to do it. Kuro's bursted down one of them. That's X-Nova gone. Can they push the remainder of LGD away, though? That is the question. Hook shot in from Mind Control. They're looking for the lockdown here onto the Ember Spirit, and it isn't enough. The life drain! FY can't quite keep him alive, though. They'll finish off the Ember, but it's Liquid losing 3. These BKBs just too much, and Arme just seeming to be unstoppable as he bursts down another triple kill for the Morphling. Chalice is in. They'll wait for him 4. There's 4 dead on Liquid. 4 heroes without buyback. Arme's Morphling just running out of control, and LGD, they know that they can go for the game ender here.
Yeah, looks to be over. There's no way Gyro can defend this alone. But he's gonna try. Not gonna work though. They got the cheese on Axe and just one blink in. Call, he's dead.
Oh, Chalice won't quite get the call, but indeed the Ancient falling. LGD in this game 1 continuing to show us they're on the same momentum as they were yesterday against Liquid. This team is, they're literally just looking unstoppable. Just even in this game when there were sort of times where you thought, hey, maybe Liquid, they got that team fight, they can sort of pull it all together. LGD, they just outclassed them on another level.
Yeah, that was a crazy game. The amount of back and forth, the fighting non-stop, you know, it was pretty even. I wouldn't say they got outclassed because it was really even. Liquid could have easily won that game, but they did a few. The Roche fight ended the game kind of for them. They got too much from that. The Aegis was too much, and they couldn't get back from it.
And the fact that they sort of got away with this very early pick Morphling, a pick that at some stage of the game, as you said, it looked good for Liquid because they had the answers to it. But at the end of it, Ame, he just went off.
Yep,
He
definitely.
Really did, ladies and gentlemen. That was only game one of what is absolutely guaranteed to be a very intense best of 5 as LGD take the early lead here against Liquid, 1-0.
Yes, indeed. LGD with the upper hand as they start their campaign off in this grand final of the Epicenter XL Grand Final in fine form. A very good win for LGD. Panel members are all ready to break things down. Cap, Kyle, and Gods, of course. Cap, what'd you make of that?
It was a interesting game, I guess to say. It feels like there were a couple different points where one team should not have been able to do as well as they should have, right? There was definitely a point where Liquid losing that laning phase, I don't think they ever should have been in control of the game after that. I think once you lose the laning phase like that, that sort of lineup shouldn't really be able to come back into it. But they did end up making some rotations, recovered, and then you got to see the strength of the double supports as well as the offlaner and how much kill combination they have against these heroes like Ember Spirit and Morphling. Yeah, the sick play by Miracle. Unfortunately, that's the only thing he really did in the laning phase. He got totally dumpstered by this Axe Pugna.
And Ember dumpstered mid. It was a complete schlacken by maybe his Ember was crushing mid. Death Prophet's out of the lane, then he goes bottom. He kills Gyro twice down there. The early game was fantastic for LGD.
And then Liquid, Kyle, managed to get back into it.
Yeah, there were some interesting item decisions from LGD. They took a...
I like Cap says interesting game. You say interesting item decisions. I mean, this is his code name for we're about to flame.
Yeah, but you know, it's a grand final. Let's be real, guys. These are the best 2 teams in Dota, so it's not as if they would make any mistakes whatsoever.
So who we flaming? Who's got the interesting items?
I mean, well...
the Morphling? Should we start there?
I was waiting for the replay. Well, first, the items from Morphling are... I just don't get... Like, if you're going to go back for a Lincoln's, I understand the necessity of grabbing a BKB, but you could also just, like, change the play style up a bit. I'm surprised that, you know, like... I just don't know if I agree with it. I feel like Lincoln's is still very solid in a game like this because it gets procced by, like, the... when the spells land, right? So Rocket, Skywrath, Q, you're not immediately breaking the Lincolns. And the whole kill combination is the hook into the pushback. And if there's no Lion there, like, they're not going to be able to cancel Lincolns in time to stun you. So the mask, the Morbid mask, like, it's just strange to me. I figured if you're going to go some sort of build-up, maybe like a Hurricane Pike or a Dragon Lance over the Asha, but it's no big deal. The whole game really came down to the fight. Liquid takes mid-racks, and I feel like it's deja vu. It's like, all right, guys, we could kill some shrines. We could hang out, you know, spend our gold, relax. But Ame respawns, takes over the flak, and then kills 4 heroes. And you're just like, oh, well, all right. And this...
This was outrageous.
I mean, no, guys.
This game, like, his variance of skill that he showed was, like, the full spectrum. Like, he was a 1 out of 10, and then he was a 10 out of 10. Yeah. Then he's back to 1 out of 10, then he's like, nope, I'm 11 out of 10. I've won this game for us. Like, it was just... You never know which Ame was going to show up from minute to minute.
And it's funny, because, like, you always get... shit from the community, you know, talking about how can you criticize these players? You know, they're very successful. Look at the resume, you know, TI winners, runners up, whatever. But you know what? Dota's a really hard game, and everybody makes mistakes, and there were a lot of them in this game. Maybe they're tired. I'm tired. Perhaps that's the issue. You know, fatigue. It's been a long tournament.
Yeah, we're in day 9 of games. It's been like 11, 12 days everyone's been here.
Yeah, it's been a long tournament, mostly enjoyable as well. But you're right. I mean, it comes into play, doesn't it, during a grand final as well. 5 games potentially to be played. LGD find themselves 1 up after a very good victory in the end. They finally got there as that skill, as the kills on the board will confirm. Cat, from Liquid's point of view, they had a chance. It was a slim chance, but they had a chance in this game.
A slim chance?
They had overwhelming lead.
They killed mid-racks. What kind of slim chance is this? We're not talking about, like, Leicester.
And they
run through the Premier League, okay? This is a crushing advantage.
What team was that, Kyle?
Is it Leicester?
Leicester?
Leicester? Is that the...
Leicester.
Leicester.
Leicester City, yes.
All right, whatever.
And they end up losing Roshan
to be
off of that as well.
Yeah.
Right.
They lose the game off of that. Let's be real. They lost total map control. They showed he got 2,600 gold before the Death Prophet skill was calculated. He got like 4K gold and experience. and then they got Aegis. He had a full manta all of a sudden. The Lincolns has paid for itself, and now you've got full regen to farm the map with 2K in the bank. I mean, they even got the perfect runes. We didn't even mention that, but that was an arcane rune DP that showed up mid, followed 10 seconds later by a DD Miracle who had just finished his butterfly. Like, you literally could not have asked for a better scenario for Liquid, and then they just tossed it all away.
Yeah, was it the critical play? Was that?
Yeah,
army buyback?
Yeah.
I don't know what else you could that even comes close to that. All momentum shifted.
If Liquid won the game, I think we'd be talking about some of the plays they capitalize on, particularly the gank at bottom tier 2 where Morphling gets ganked by 3, he dies, Ember TP's in like, oh, I can turn this around, triple remnants in aggressively, kills only one of the 3, then just dies because no one else comes in, no one backs him up, there's no remnants left to escape, so that was a really big, that was when the game swung Liquid's way because they were behind like 2-3 gold before that play.
How about the Morphling at 300 health that Kuroki walked into?
He died 3 times within like a short span of time, like maybe within like 6 minutes of each other.
It's like finding a briefcase full of money just in front of you. Like
you don't return that briefcase, Kyle? Is that what you're saying? You find a briefcase of cash and you don't return it?
Not in a major final, no. Okay. You keep that. You can buy items with that later or something. I don't know, man. It's weird too because the quality of play in this entire main event stage has been so high, and then this game just felt very sloppy from the draft to the plays. Like everything just felt weird, and part of it might be about what Paul and I think you said, Gods, where there's this mini meta that develops because these two teams have played each other so many times over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, and that leads us nicely into looking ahead for game number 2, because what do we expect now after all the bans for the first time round, and what did they find difficult on both sides, Cap? What did Liquid struggle with in this game?
I mean, they struggled to be able to just not throw the game. But other than that, drafting-wise, I think there was, I don't know, Morphling, they overly focused maybe on the Morphling and being able to shut him out of the game. Just their first 3 picks, I don't know. I'm wondering if you actually ban out the Morphling at all, or if you leave that on the pool, just because of the fact that you have succeeded against LGD with the first pick Morphling, then you lost to it.
Then you pick Gyrocopter into it.
Yeah,
I think that was more about the overall, like they decided that they just had to be able to run out the game as quick as possible, right? Like you weren't going to be able to win out that game with a late game hero anyway.
I agree. That was the only hero that Morphling had as a good morph target. Yeah. You know, like maybe you get the battery assault and clock or something, but realistically, that was the hero.
It's a good morph target, but it's like from that game, probably part of the reason he doesn't go for the Ethereal Blade. It's an early BKB buyer, right? So from that point of view, they're thinking this Morphling is going to go for an Ethereal Blade. He's going to look to be able to shotgun down these heroes. We're going to look at a lineup that is just going to overwhelm them with team fight, get this pushing power out from the Death Prophet. We'll take a couple of Roshans. We'll go high ground. They're just not going to be able to burst somebody down.
I think he skips E-Blade because Pugna Decrep doesn't stack with it. So you can effectively use Pugna as a method of shotgun, but it makes sense. Like, I liked it. It was just more that both he and maybe itemized in a very strange fashion. Like the rush BKB on maybe. I felt like maybe he could have gone something else. Like a Yules in that game leaves him only dead to clock, like camping underneath with a pushback into a silencer stun, but
I was kind of okay with the BKB just because it felt like that was going to be the critical moment where Liquid had to be able to win out the game, and BKB is arguably the strongest team fight item you can get for that point.
But it's a good use, but I just feel like they should lose that game, and it's really just being a little too over-eager to find fights, I think. You should just let Liquid run around. Clock, by the way, 0-3 today. I'd like to see that hero not picked, because it's not even like they're playing poorly, but, I mean, Mind Control's got to feel bad. He had a great game. He buys Pipe first. He's all in for his team. He does everything he can do. And then he watches them die to one guy. What do you say? What do you do at that point? You're not scaling anymore. You have a pipe. You're like, all right, guys. Well, I'm gonna cast a hook shot and hope that we win.
Their first 3
life sometimes.
Sorry, Gods. Their first 3 bans last time were Bounty, Nyx, and Venge. Do you want to see any changes?
I think the Nyx ban was very telling. They wanted to either force a morph ban in response or take the Morphling. So we may see tweaks around that Nyx ban, and perhaps morph gets banned instead this game by LGD, if that's the case. But I imagine we'll see changes.
Okay, LGD on the other side of things. The Wisp obviously is the automatic first ban for every team against Liquid right now. The Fury and the SK with the other 2 bans. Again, want to change that up, Kyle?
I think you keep the same.
Yeah.
You keep banning that
Safer
Sand
for
King if
LGD.
they keep on running Core Clockwork
Yeah, for
as a
real.
result.
I mean, Liquid's not really branching out that much. That was the first time I've seen them use a truly unique support duo, and I just am not a fan of the opener of Lion Skyrath. I don't think Skyrath is a first pick either. I like Sky Axe as like a 1-2 when you're the second pick, but first pick Sky just seems very awkward.
But I